Welcome back to the New Indie Releases series. Each month I'll scour through every indie release on Steam to bring you the titles I'm most excited about. Games in these videos will generally be RPGs, bullet hell, Souls-likes, and Metroidvanias. I'll also include games that may be heavily lacking in certain areas, but that I have very high hopes for. Also, you might be thinking, hey, this video is really late, what gives? To that I say, as an interdimensional being, this human construct you call time is irrelevant to me. Let's get into it. Starting off this really impressive list, we've got Die in the Dungeon Origins, a deck-building turn-based roguelite where your deck is made out of dice. This game is a demo of the full version to be released later this year. In each encounter, you'll strategically place dice on a board in order to defeat your enemies. Each die has different functionality and potential synergies to keep in mind, and it was a little overwhelming at first, maybe because I've never played a game like this, but it's quite simple once you get through a few fights. There's also a very well-crafted tutorial in case you forget something important. Along with the usual encounters, you'll have events pop up from time to time where you'll be presented with a situation and a few ways of handling it, and your success of that will be determined with a dice roll. After battles, you may also be presented with options like choosing a new die, upgrading a current die, or choosing a relic to aid you in combat in some way. It's not often that I'll recommend a turn-based game, but Die in the Dungeon Origins really won me over. It's vibrant and pleasant to look at. I mean, look at these cute little guys. The music is fitting and keeps up the energy. If the full version ends up providing even just a little more complexity, I'll be purchasing it. I don't have much more to say about this, unfortunately, as the scope is fairly small, but this is certainly worth your time if you enjoy turn-based combat. Oh, and did I mention it's free? 'Cause it's free.
I need a weapon. Do you know where I could get one?
Oh yes, for sure. Go to the tournament shop above. They're giving free weapons to every traveler passing through the town.
Oh, really?
No, not really. Now fuck off.
Knight's Path, the tournament, has you participate in duels for gold and glory. Though I quit after winning a few matches, and I guess it doesn't save on quit, so I had neither when I was done. This is a very short game and is sort of a teaser for the currently in development Knight's Path, which is going to be a full-fledged open-world RPG. Combat is really satisfying and weighty, AI is competent and provides a fair challenge. Though I've never played Kingdom Come and Chivalry, the combat looks similar. This kind of feels like a slow Sekiro, and I thoroughly enjoyed learning all the different movesets of my enemies. Combat does need some more refinement and smaller features added, but it's quite solid even now. I never took advantage of the shop because of the aforementioned progress not being saved, but you can go there and buy potions and gear for your fights. I did turn the graphics down a bit because Knight's Path is in need of some optimization, but it still looks fantastic. I'd love to know what the devs created and what was bought because this might be wildly impressive. Oh, you can pet the cat. I do sincerely hope that the full RPG they release either has real people voice acting or no voice acting at all. These AI voices destroy my immersion and really lessens the experience. I did get some good laughs, and Harold sounds a lot like Geto in the English dub of Jujutsu Kaisen, so that's nice. If you like thoughtful, challenging combat or rude AI, this is certainly a game to try. It is free after all. Nothing to lose but your honor. Next up, we've got Sex MILFs. Just kidding. Why the hell are there so many indie porn games every month? Is there actually a market for them? I have so many questions. Have you ever wanted to play Realm of the Mad God, but just not Realm of the Mad God? Then I've Mad God, a game for you. Born Again is a roguelite, realm-like MMO, where you'll be born again and again and again after being melted right before the raid boss was killed because you just wanted to get in one more hit because you're a greedy f***. If you've never played a realm-like, give yourself a little time to adjust to the gameplay and game loop and understand that mechanically, these games tend to be about as deep as the Mages Guild questline in Skyrim, and that's okay. If movement speed for anything that moves in this game was bumped up a bit, I'd actually enjoy this more than Realm of the Mad God, but it's just a tad too slow. The UI is satisfying and bouncy and represents the info you need very clearly. There are plenty of unique enemies and vibrant landscapes. Game loop is kill stuff, get loot, do a raid, or sit back and watch others do a raid because you're too weak to do anything, and repeat. Raids are right to the point and really difficult, at a low level anyway. Oh, and dying is constantly sprinkled into the game loop, but upon death, the XP you gained in that life is converted to honor, which can be used to purchase in-game cosmetics and new classes. I only played as a warrior, but there are 8 different classes that affect your playstyle. For instance, you can play more of a support role and choose Nomad, or just be a quick, jumpy, stabby boy and choose Assassin. Born Again is a fine, slightly more than mindless grindfest that stands out far enough from its genre mates that I'm willing to put it on this list. I'd recommend messing with some settings when you get in here because you start out in toddler mode where you attack the strongest enemy, not the one you're looking at. This game is free with your usual in-game purchases to support the devs, and while I'm not huge on realm likes, I'll be keeping this in my rotation as it's quite satisfying once you get into it. Finally, we've got Mind Over Magic, a colony sim where you'll be rebuilding a school, teaching students how to wield magic, exploring, and trying not to get everyone killed. This is published by Clay Entertainment, who developed Oxygen Not Included and Don't Starve, but the dev team who made this game, Sparky Pants, is small enough that I'm still considering it indie. Fight me. Mind Over Magic is an early access, but there is already so much content here and for only $25, though they say the price will increase once it's fully released. We're given the choice between two difficulties, Relaxed and Relentless, which I appreciate, given I've never touched a game in this genre that was this complex. Literally the only other one I've played is Fallout Shelter, and it doesn't get much simpler than that. To start, we select our school staff. Yes, that was a lovely alliteration, thank you. We are given the chance to re-roll their appearance and stats of their wands to fit your plans. I'm gonna get the one negative I found with Mind Over Magic out of the way, and that would be this text dump tutorial. Sure, there are videos illustrating what is discussed, and we are given the information as it becomes relevant, but this is nowhere near as effective as a small hands-on tutorial that covers the basics would be, and I believe a tutorial that's slightly more than a text dump is almost a necessity for this genre. I am willing to bet that there will be one in the full release, and if that's the case, my one criticism may not even be totally valid. So getting my bearings took a minute, and I just fumbled through some menus and chopped down some trees. Though before I knew it, I had a cute little structure built and got some basic necessities up in this bitch, like beds and a learning stone. Not too long after, I had a fully trained student and I was really flowing, and I had this game down. Until almost everyone at the school was simultaneously starving and I realized I forgot living things need fuel. You can set up schedules for groups of NPCs or set up a specific NPC's day, control the priority of every task for each one of your staff and students. Remember to keep the fog pushed back or your school will be destroyed. You'll need to keep your school well lit or void mushrooms will spawn and sap everyone's mana. Harvest resources, unlock new furnishings, teach your students, explore the underschool. Please be procedurally generated, please. There's too much to mention in this quick summary, but it's a lot, and it's a lot of fun. Like I said at the beginning, it's $25 and you'll get so much for your money. Experienced players of this genre may be able to point out potential faults that I just didn't find, so I encourage you to seek out other opinions, but I believe this was the best indie release of December. If you found any of these games interesting, please go give them a look-see and show these devs some love. Don't forget to like and or subscribe if you want to see more indie game content. Let me know if you have any thoughts or if there are any games coming out in January that you're excited about. My music and socials are in the description, and I have a Twitter for the page now, so follow that for video updates, indie game news, and random anime stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.